All right. Hey, just a couple of thoughts here on this game. It's my last game with Philippe, and yeah. So here we go. So I'm black here, and so I'm this position here. He is not castled, but he jumps in here. I think that's an okay move there. And so I just decided to castle. And then he plays the queen up there, looking like, okay, possibly he's going for the queen side castle. Um, and I didn't think too much about this, but what I looked at here is, even though I'm not fully developed, and I'm kind of like breaking one of those fundamental rules: be developed before you move a piece twice, unless you have a really good reason. But I do have an okay reason. Um, in that if he moves the bishop back to g3, I might just leave it there. But if he doesn't, I will take it, and then he has to take back with the pawn, and then I take on d5, and I open up his isolated pawn there, and I open up the c file, which I'm not completely ready to take control of, but it's kind of like looking down the road type thing. So he castles, and yeah, I go for it. And so I take there, thinking, okay, he's got to take back. He takes this little in between move first, and then he plays this here. And so, um, yeah, I didn't get my plan. I didn't get that open C file. I have an open B file, which is okay because I have the bishop on the long diagonal. But so I played this move here. And the idea of the bishop on the long diagonal from g7 there is that I can put pressure on the b2 pawn, uh, quite possibly. I mean, moves it to b3, then it's not there, but just looking for having lots of options. So he plays this move. I thought that was good, and then I took care, and he took, and I decided to play this way with the queen up, not exchanging the bishops because I wanted to use my queen to protect the C pawn. And so when it comes this way now, I just take this other pawn, and it says I'm doing quite well here, pushing this pawn up. So um, the idea is if the queen takes, of course, the rook slides over. Um, but anyway, he played this. This was really good because this prevents a lot of my rook moves because of the fork. So I thought that was really good. But here we have another pawn, and um, now I've got these two really. I mean, this A pawn is just really strong, um, and often in this play, in this type of position, I'm not even thinking about queening the A pawn. I'm thinking about he's going to have to give up his knight for that queen pawn, or trade the exchange or something. But what ends up happening here is I get to make this move here, which is it's a nice move because he's got to worry about his knight, which is under pressure, but then also in the background the rook. So I kind of took advantage of that, just seeing that. Yeah, and Philippe resigned here. I thought that was um, yeah, I thought that was sort of what is typical, I guess, in these endings when you have that powerful passed pawn, on the A file or the H file. Um, but I think that where I think White went wrong was maybe letting me take there might have been the beginning of trouble. Um, so maybe it's the queenside castle. Maybe you've got to play this first. Does the computer think that's any better? A little bit, but anyway, we'll see. But anyway, it was a good game. It was a fun game for sure.